Hey, if you're thinking about moving to the Twin Cities and you haven't heard of North Oaks, you better pay attention. This video is for you. Hey everyone, I'm Roddy, local Minnesota and Wisconsin real estate agent serving the greater Twin Cities area of Minneapolis, St. Paul, and the suburbs around them. Today, I'm going to talk to you about the very exclusive city of North Oaks, but first, I should probably explain why I'm here. Well, friends, this is my new office. After almost 13 years with the same company, I was recruited by Xcel International Realty, and I accepted. It was a decision that I made to bring the highest level of service to my clients. When it comes to my business, everything that I do for you. So do me a huge favor, like this video and subscribe to this channel to help me gain a massive amount of traction with the time I invest into these videos. And if you're contemplating a move to or around the Twin Cities and are looking for an out-of-the-box creative real estate agent that never stops working for you, send me an email to roddy@lakesmn.com. Thank you. And for now, let's get into it. North Oaks is a well-known upper bracket suburb of the Twin Cities located about 10 miles due north of downtown St. Paul. The commute into and out of the city is very convenient because of its location in between 35E and 35W and along Highway 96. It had a population in 2021 of 5,164. It is a mere 6,000-acre private community centered around Pleasant Lake in Ramsey County. What is a private community, you ask? It essentially means that North Oaks and all of the land inside of North Oaks are privately owned. Therefore, you are not permitted to enter unless you've been invited by a community member. To explain how this happened, let's take a step back in time. Prior to 1883, Pleasant Lake was solely a municipal water source for nearby St. Paul. Ever heard of James J. Hill? You know, legendary Minnesota businessman that basically ran all steamboat, coal, and banking operations in the area. Oh yeah, he also had this little business called the Great Northern Railway. Anyways, most people think of the notorious James J. Hill mansion located on Summit Avenue in St. Paul. But what most people don't realize is that he also purchased the land that is now called North Oaks in 1883 as part of a breeding and hobby farm. Okay. Fast forward, after the son of James J. Hill, Lewis Hill, died in 1950, parts of the land were subdivided. But instead of giving easement to the local governing authorities, North Oaks Company was created to maintain all roads and recreation. In a typical city block, probably where you live, homeowners own up to the road and no further, right? Well, not in North Oaks. In North Oaks, all of the homeowners own halfway through the road, essentially making all of the streets private property. In the few entrances that there are to North Oaks, you'll see signage and white lines across the road stating that this area is private property. This is for good reason. The people that purchase in North Oaks move there for many reasons, but one of the main ones is privacy. Curious onlookers may find themselves tempted to drive through the city streets, but don't be surprised if you see the red and blue lights flashing behind you. Don't believe me? Remember when Google Street View became popular about 15 years ago? Well, Google made the mistake of sending its drivers through the streets of North Oaks. Oops. North Oaks took action against Google, citing the images as trespassing, and Google complied. Another example, I sold new construction for a large custom home builder in the Twin Cities from 2017 to 2020. During that time, two of the developments that I sold for them were actually in North Oaks. Normally, every year, Minnesotans celebrate spring and fall with a parade of homes, where potential clients and people looking for something to do will tour through hundreds of model homes throughout the metro area. Normally, you'll see dozens of signs for one model home, but not in North Oaks. No signage was allowed that would point any onlookers into the streets of North Oaks. If you want privacy, it's a great place to live. Just as you would imagine, Minnesota's gated city without gates has virtually no violent crime. Every once in a while, you'll hear of a property crime. Though many of the residents opt for a private education, the public school system serving North Oaks is fantastic too. If you take a look at the map here, you'll notice that most of North Oaks is serviced by Mounds View School District, culminating at Mounds View High School. Mounds View High School is located in nearby Arden Hills and is rated as the 6th best school in the state for college prep. The easternmost portions of North Oaks are serviced by White Bear Lake School District, which boasts a not too shabby score of a B+ from niche.com. Whether you go private, public, or another route, North Oaks has a lot of great options. Well, you might ask, what do people do for fun in North Oaks? Great question. North Oaks saved about 10% of its land for conservation efforts. This provides community members many miles of groomed walking and biking trails and recreational facilities like parks and North Oaks Private Golf Club. I've had meetings there and it is superb. Sounds like heaven, right? Well, just like anything good in this world, it comes at a cost. The average price of a single family home in North Oaks is $1,085,800. That's about 50% more expensive than any city I've covered so far on this channel. On top of that, there's a new member fee for new members moving into North Oaks, a yearly fee to North Oaks Company, and neighborhood HOAs depending on where you live. The rising prices stem from an overwhelming demand that has grown in the Twin Cities over the past few decades. North Oaks is pristine. North Oaks is polished. North Oaks is private. And if you want these characteristics in your future neighborhood, you need to bring something to the table to keep it that way. There's a link in the description titled North Oaks Homes for Sale that will take you to see all the homes that are actively listed right now in North Oaks. Let's talk about some of the neighborhoods in North Oaks. Now, we can't cover all of them, so if you have any specific questions or considerations, feel free to email me at roddy@lakesmn.com. Rapp Farm is a newer development located on the northernmost tip of North Oaks, just northwest of Wilkinson Lake. The oldest homes in the first stages of this development are about 15 years old, and the newest completed stages are less than 2 years old. You will find large 2-story homes and spacious ramblers in Rapp Farm. There's a fantastic neighborhood community center with a pool and a playground located on the west side, and newer tennis courts on the other side of the development. The average sales price for Rapp Farm is $1.275 million. However, there are some homes as low as $950,000 that have sold over the past 12 months. You don't have to worry about the investment you're making into your home in this neighborhood, because despite the price tag for entry into this neighborhood, these homes are in such high demand that you'll be able to sell if the need arises. I put a link in the description for homes that are available in Rapp Farm. Now, take a look at this map. These are the homes built prior to the year 2000 that are listed or have sold in the past year. You'll see that Old North Oaks is expansive and offers entry price points that are a lot more palpable for the average home buyer. These older home sites typically boast large lots in heavily wooded neighborhoods on their private winding roads. It's very popular for aspiring North Oaks members to find an older home that they can either remodel or tear down and rebuild to meet today's architectural styles. So for you, I put a link in the description for homes in North Oaks that are under $1 million. Lastly, I want to briefly mention that there are multiple small developments in North Oaks that have available lots, as well as new condominium, twin home, and villa developments. I've linked all of those in the description. So don't hesitate to reach out to me with any questions on the builders or the developments in the area. Again, this backdrop signifies major changes in my business that I want you guys to be part of. Lake Sotheby's International Realty is not known as a luxury brand solely for the price point, but for when you work with me, you're receiving a luxurious experience. You don't have to be looking at $1 million home. If you are moving to or around the Twin Cities, why wouldn't you want to hire the best? If you're buying, you're not paying me anything, so don't cheap out on the level of service that you demand. As this spring market kicks off, I will get busier and busier, so save your spot and reach out to me today. All right, thanks for watching.